99% do this wrong. Change how you drink, change how you live. Have you ever felt tired, emotionally imbalanced, or disconnected, without knowing why? You're not alone. In today's fast-paced world, we often overlook the smallest habits that quietly shape our well-being. This video isn't just about water. It's about how one simple, mindful act can reconnect you with your body, emotions, and inner clarity. Inspired by the century-long wisdom of Dr. Fedor Uglov, will uncover 8 principles that go far beyond hydration, principles that help you slow down, heal from within, and live with intention. If you've been searching for something deeper, this may be the answer you've quietly thirsted for. Stay with us. It begins with 1 glass of water, and a return to yourself. The beginning, a small habit that can heal an entire life. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I always feel tired, unfocused, have shallow sleep, and often feel emotionally off balance? Even when nothing serious is happening. We often assume these issues stem from stress at work, complicated relationships, or the relentless pace of modern life. But have you ever paused and wondered, is there something very small being neglected every day, quietly draining your inner vitality? It might be something as simple as a glass of water. Or more precisely, how you drink water each day. Many believe that drinking water is instinctual. You drink when you're thirsty. You stop when you're not. But did you know that most of us are drinking water the wrong way, and that alone may be PR? Preventing your body and mind from fully recovering, even harming you slowly over time. Dr. Fedor Grigorovich Uglov, one of the longest-living and most clear-minded surgeons of the 20th century, once said, "We do not live by medicine, but by the quiet habits we repeat every day." And one of the most important of those habits is how you drink water. He was not just a doctor. He was a man who lived through 2 wars. Who came close to death multiple times, yet continued to walk through life slowly, with deep inner peace. And throughout more than 100 years of life, he remained faithful to one principle. If you know how to treat water, you are learning how to treat yourself. The story you're about to enter isn't about dry health science. It's a journey of return, back to the simple things we've forgotten. Back to the primal rhythm of the body. Back to the innate capacity for self-healing that has always existed within you. Together, we will explore 8 life principles left behind by Dr. Uglov, not so you can drink water better, but so you can live better. Live more fully, and live more mindfully, starting with the smallest, seemingly insignificant act. And perhaps, in just 7 days, you'll feel your body become lighter, your mind clearer, and something within you begin to shift. We begin here. With a glass of water. And with you. 2. A life philosophy from a doctor over 100 years old. Drinking water is not just survival, but an art of living. Fedor Grigorovich Uglov was not known for grand declarations or flashy statements. He was a doctor, but more than that. He was a man who lived simply, a kind of simplicity shaped by depth, forged over more than a century of enduring the harshest changes the world could bring. War, death, recovery, and countless silent hours in the operating room. He lived through them all not only with the hands of a surgeon, but with the heart of a man who remained awake to life. Uglov once said, "Health does not begin with medicine, but with your attitude toward your own body." Along his life journey, he left behind something that seemed minor, yet served as the foundation for all transformation: how we drink water. To Uglov, water wasn't just something to quench thirst. Water was a living entity, a carrier of information. A silent companion flowing alongside the body through each rhythm of life. Water enters the blood, flows through the heart, nourishes the cells, and soothes the mind. If you drink water unconsciously, you will live unconsciously. But if you learn to drink water with presence, with rhythm, with love, you are learning to be present with yourself once more. His philosophy went beyond medical knowledge. It was a philosophy of living: return to nature in order to restore your inner balance. And one of the closest, most natural elements in our lives, is water. Like how a river never forces its way, but still flows through rock. Like how water needs no force, but can still erode a mountain. Like how a single drop falling onto dry earth can awaken life. He said that most modern people have lost their rhythm. We eat too fast, speak too quickly, live without listening. And drinking water, something that seems so simple, reflects precisely how we live: rushed, disconnected, unaware of what we are doing to our bodies. That's why Uglov didn't just teach how to drink water. He taught how to respect your body. He taught how to slow down in order to feel each movement within. He taught how to return to the natural rhythm that humanity has forgotten. Imagine this: the glass of water you raise each day, not just to quench your thirst, but as a moment of deep connection with yourself. A daily act becomes sacred. And that's when your healing truly begins, not through effort, but through awareness. Uglov's philosophy is not loud. But if you live with it, you will no longer be the same person. You will live like water, gentle yet enduring, soft yet powerful. And each glass of water you drink will serve as a reminder that you are worthy of being loved, starting from the smallest of things. 8 Principles of proper water drinking, connecting body, mind, and emotion. No miracle ever begins with a grand gesture. Magic always begins with something small, done at the right time, in the right way. And that is what Dr. Fedor Uglov wished to pass on through his 8 principles of water drinking, not merely a physiological guide, but a map that leads you back to your body, your mind, and your soul. 1. Drink water before bed, a nightly ritual of healing and regeneration. An hour before you lie down is when your body enters a state of readiness for regeneration. In the silence of darkness, your cells begin to heal, your organs quietly start their restorative work, especially the kidneys, which play the deepest role in detoxification. Uglov recommended drinking a small glass of water at that time, not too close to bedtime, so as not to disturb your dreams. That glass of water acts as a gentle signal to your entire biological system: begin the cleansing. Prepare to heal. It's not just a physical act. It's a ritual, where you pause, listen to your body, and honor its rhythm. When you drink water in that spirit, you're not just hydrating your kidneys, you are giving yourself permission to rest, more deeply and fully. 2. Spread your water intake throughout the day, nurturing inner stability through the smallest acts. You may drink 2 liters of water a day, but if you take it all in at once, your body won't know what to do with it. Water is not just something to be consumed, it must be absorbed, distributed, and accompany your body hour by hour as you live. Uglov always emphasized, the body needs continuity, not suddenness. Breaking your intake into small portions throughout the day not only eases the burden on the heart and kidneys but also allows your body to sense a steady flow, like a calm, even pace of life without haste. Interestingly, as you maintain this habit, your mind stabilizes too. Inner strength does not come from bursts of energy, but from steady, mindful rhythms. Water becomes a symbol of continuity and groundedness, and your body will remember that. 3. Drink warm water, listening to and loving your body in the most natural way. On days when you feel tired, anxious, or your hands and feet are cold, that's not a random signal. Your body is whispering something, and one of the gentlest ways to respond is with a sip of warm water. Cold water may give you a momentary jolt, but internally, your organs must work to warm it, using up energy, sometimes slowing digestion. Uglov believed that water should be close to body temperature, a gentle way of showing love to your internal organs. When you drink warm water, you're saying to your body, I'm not resisting your natural rhythm. I hear you. I won't force you to adapt. And that is the first step toward building a healthy relationship with yourself. 4. Avoid drinking during meals, learning to honor your biological rhythm and your own limits. In modern life, we often eat in a rush, drink to swallow faster, and rarely notice what our body is trying to do with what we consume. Uglov said that drinking water during meals interferes with natural digestion, dilutes gastric juices, and impairs nutrient absorption. Try changing this. Drink water 30 minutes before a meal to prepare your digestive system, or 1 hour after eating to avoid hindering food breakdown. This not only helps prevent bloating and acid reflux, but also becomes a subtle form of self-discipline. Self-control doesn't have to be harsh. Sometimes it's simply knowing when to pause, knowing how to wait, knowing how to let your body work in its own way. 5. Calculate water based on your body. Each person is a universe, no one is the same. One of the most common misconceptions is, everyone needs 2 liters of water a day. The truth is, no two people are alike, in body composition, biological rhythm, or activity level. Uglov suggested a personalized formula, body weight x 30 to 40 milliliters to estimate daily water needs. Your body doesn't need what others need. It simply needs to be listened to in the right way. Let water become a tool for relearning how to observe yourself. Did you move more today? Was the weather warmer? Are you tense or at ease? Calculating water based on your body is not about obeying numbers, it's the beginning of a journey, the journey of self-understanding. 6. Drink water before exercising, preparing for movement as a journey of awakening. Before you go for a walk, a run, do yoga, or simply step outside, have a sip of water. Don't wait until your body sounds the alarm of thirst, prepare ahead. Uglov emphasized that water regulates electrolytes, boosts muscle performance, and protects the heart. But more than that, when you mindfully prepare your body, you're also preparing your mind to be fully present during movement. You're no longer exercising as a routine, you're entering a journey of awakening, where every movement becomes meaningful. Let that sip of water before activity be a gentle greeting to your body, as if to say, we're about to move together, and I will stay with you, I won't abandon you midway. 7. Drink water mindfully, don't just swallow, feel life flowing through you. We usually drink water on autopilot, pour, sip, done. But if you pause, breathe, and feel the cool water touch your throat and flow into your belly, you are living fully in that moment. Uglov believed drinking water should be a mindful ritual. Sip slowly, in small amounts, so the water not only touches your cells, but also reaches your emotions, the parched places inside you. When you drink slowly, you breathe slowly. And when you breathe slowly, you are here, with yourself. From there, you begin to see your emotions more clearly, the tension, the sadness, or the quiet joy. All of them become clearer, thanks to a sip of water imbued with presence. 8. Choose clean water, your body deserves to be loved with purity. We spend so much money caring for our outer appearance, yet the purest substance entering our bodies is often overlooked. Mineral-rich, impurity-free water is a quiet gift that nourishes every cell and every drop of blood. Uglov emphasized the importance of clean, quality water, like filtered water or natural spring water rich in calcium and magnesium, as a foundation for a resilient immune system, and to reduce strain on the liver, kidneys, and overall excretory system. But more profoundly, choosing clean water is an expression of self-respect for your body. When you choose purity for yourself, you are silently saying, I am worthy. I deserve to be cared for with the very best. You may have once seen water as a mere tool for survival. But now, you can see it anew, as a companion. A quiet partner in healing, in support, and in gently reminding you each day, slow down a little, listen more, and love yourself, not in grand displays, but in quiet persistence and with deep tenderness. 4. Summary: when a small action becomes the gateway to a new life. When we talk about changing our lives, people often imagine big decisions: quitting a job, starting over, traveling far away, meditating in the mountains, or embarking on a long spiritual journey. But sometimes, the things that truly transform us come from a small, quiet action repeated every day. Like how a stream, though silent, can slowly shape the contours of solid stone. Drinking water, an act that may seem insignificant, can become the very first doorway leading us back to ourselves. You begin with a warm glass of water in the morning, then slowly learn to divide your intake throughout the day. You learn to listen to your body, notice your breath as you drink. Avoid water during meals, and pay attention to how you feel after each gentle sip. You choose clean water, not because someone told you to, but because you've come to believe that you are worth it. And then something strange happens: you don't just feel healthier, you start living differently. Your sleep deepens, your mind grows calmer. Your body feels lighter. Your emotions more balanced. But deeper than physical health, you begin to realize something profound: you are living with awareness. In a world where everything moves too fast, where people are swept into the vortex of work, information, and expectation, the act of pausing to drink a mindful sip of water becomes a quiet revolution. It's your way of saying to the world, I am here. I am alive. I care about myself. When you maintain small actions with presence, it ripples outward into every other part of your life. You listen more deeply to those you love. You know when to speak and when to stay silent. You recognize the emotions you once ignored. And you begin learning how to embrace them. Little by little, you stop living on survival mode, and start living as someone who is present, grounded, and capable of choosing. Fedor Uglov didn't leave behind a treatment method. He left a still, profound life philosophy that begins with things anyone can do. He didn't ask you to change your life. He simply invited you to change your attitude toward the seemingly insignificant, and that, in itself, is the greatest transformation. You don't need to become perfect. But you can begin by drinking one glass of water with full awareness, and from there, open up a new kind of life, deeper, quieter, and fully present. And if you practice this consistently, you will discover, the small act you begin today may become the seed of the life you've always dreamed of. Are you ready? The healing journey doesn't begin somewhere far away. It begins, right where you are sitting, with the glass of water in front of you, and with the moment you choose to return to yourself. An invitation: what are you truly thirsty for in your life? Have you ever felt thirsty? Not just for water, but for a kind of thirst you can't quite name. A thirst for something that makes you feel you're truly alive. A thirst for warmth in a world that often feels cold. A thirst for stillness, where you can simply be yourself without having to try. Or deeper still, a thirst to be understood, to be healed, to live a life that feels meaningful. Every day, we drink water because we feel thirsty. But perhaps we're using water to fill other kinds of thirst we're not even aware of. We drink to stay awake through exhausting work. We drink when our body is weary from unspoken emotions. We drink in the middle of the night because our sleep is shallow, our mind unsettled. So maybe, the real thirst doesn't live in your throat, but in your heart. There's a quiet truth few people notice. The way we drink water reflects the way we live. If we drink in a rush, we live in a rush. If we don't pay attention to water, perhaps we're not paying attention to ourselves. If we treat water as a tool, we may be living disconnected from everything that truly matters. That's why the principles Fedor Uglov left behind are not just about physical health. They are small gateways into larger truths. How are you living? Are you truly present in the life you're going through? We live in a world full of information, but lacking in self-awareness. Full of noise, but short on listening. Full of movement, but missing connection. So what could be more profound, more human? Than beginning with a small act, like drinking water, as a practice for returning to yourself? You can transform every sip of water into a healing moment. You don't have to go far. You don't have to leave your current life. You just need to pause, place your hand on your glass, and ask. What does my body need? What is my mind saying? What is my heart truly thirsty for? At that point, it's no longer about drinking water. It becomes a sacred conversation with yourself. You're not just quenching a bodily thirst, you're gently soothing the invisible spaces inside. And from there, you learn something Fedor Uglov understood throughout his life. Living is an art. And the art of living begins with sensitivity to your own being. Are you thirsting for a deeper connection with your body? Begin by listening to the simplest biological signal. Thirst. Don't dismiss it. Don't delay. Listen to it as if it were your soul calling you home. Are you thirsting for peace in your mind? Slow down your drinking. Don't let yourself be swept away by the current of habit. Let each sip become a breath. A moment of stillness in the rush of thoughts. Peace isn't found in the absence of chaos, it's found in the moment you return to yourself, even in the midst of it. Are you thirsting for a more meaningful life? Start with the smallest, most repeated act in your day, drinking water. But drink as if your hand is resting on life itself. As if you are caring for what is most sacred, your existence. In a world where everyone seems to be chasing happiness somewhere out there, you can begin a different kind of journey. Not a search, but a return. Not changing everything, but touching what's been forgotten. And one of those things, is how you drink water. Maybe you've read many books, listened to many podcasts, taken meditation classes, and still, you feel a vague emptiness that hasn't been filled. Don't worry. That doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. It just means you haven't yet reached the depth you truly need. Maybe all you really need is a quiet moment, a mindful sip of water, and one simple question. What am I truly thirsty for? When you answer that question honestly, you'll be surprised to find that the answer has always been within you. Not out there. Not with someone else. But right here. Inside you. In your breath. In every cell that's listening. In every stream of water flowing through your body. You don't need to strive to heal. You just need to pause and listen. The journey of healing, of emotional recovery, of rediscovering yourself, doesn't have to begin with some grand turning point. Sometimes, it begins with something very small. A glass of water, at the right time. In the right way, and with full presence. And from that small act, everything else can begin to shift, your emotions, your mind, your health, how you treat others, and most deeply, how you treat yourself. So if there's just one thing to take away from this entire journey, let it be this. Live like water. Gently. Flexibly. Mindfully. And with love. Start with your first glass of water tomorrow. Start from where you are. Start with yourself, the one who is worthy of care, of something simple and pure.